Okay, sawadee krap. First thing I'd like to talk about is adding on a little bit to the water fast, the water regime. There's two parts of it. The first part is Chinese in origin, and the second part is Indian. So one's from the Kung Fu, and one is from the yoga. Yeah. So the water fast, the drinking of the water is from Kung Fu, and the vomiting comes from yoga. Yeah. They're both quite heavy on the body. So if you feel like you're not up to it, don't attempt it. And if you do it, you can go gently on it, go easy on it, And if you run into any difficulties, quit it for at least for a while until you get stronger. Yeah, and you get stronger, then maybe you can attempt it, But if you're a healthy person, should be no problem. Yeah. Okay. The topic of this video is how to find our true destiny. Now, it's actually a very, very simple matter. But like people can spend their whole life and not even know what their true destiny is, The reason for this is that they're under the sway of their own ego. So this is why they can't find it. So, okay, how to find it? Okay, what you have to do is find out who you really are, who you really are beyond the reaches of the ego. Who is this being that you are? So you are actually this divine spark. We call it the true heart, not the false heart, which is the ego. The true heart inside of every being that's what gives you life. That's what powers you. So, you have to tune in somehow to the true heart. It's always there. It's always available, So how do you know you're under the influence of the ego? I mentioned this before. It's all of a selfish bent. Everything for you is selfish. You shrink your heart down. To in Thailand, it's a very bad insult to call someone small-hearted. They have over 100 expressions for the heart. The feelings are very important to the Thai people. So they have over 100 expressions for the heart, so how you feel. Yeah. So be small-hearted is to be a petty person. This petty person is very selfish, only interested in their own satisfaction. Yeah. Now that's not our true self at all. That's not our true self. The true self is a loving being. Like. You take for instance, love. If you expand your heart out, your love, you can embrace the whole universe and beyond, because it's infinite. And love is infinite. And everyone can feel and understand this, this energy, and you become an expansive being. You grow your heart, you become expansive. The other way is you shrink your heart. You shrink your heart to be this selfish entity, You see the old man bent over with a bitter look on his face, has no friends. This is, the journey of the ego, the deceiver, Satan, Okay, so what you got to do is find some way of tuning into the true heart, right? We've all got it. We've all got it for sure, Like from Taoist perspective, the baby we call it the uncarved block, it's from heaven. It's come from heaven. It's a pure being. The energy of a baby is a pure energy. It's pure, very, very pure, they are very powerful and strong, and they're like they're a genius. They come from heaven, So, they shouldn't be just put to the side and thought not as unimportant. No, they're a gift from heaven. And they are an expression of the true heart. They are a pure expression of the true heart. So we all have this true heart. And if you look at, like myself, even when I was a baby, I was quite good looking, when a young fella, I was quite good looking. I had the old golden curls and the old, quite good looking really, and, in my own estimation. But look at me now, So this is what, my evil thoughts have produced me to be. Yeah, never mind. So there are various means put down that we can access the true heart. The very means to access the true heart, This is what Qigong's about. This is what yoga's about. This is what all these meditation disciplines, all these disciplines, that's what they're about, is finding the true heart. So it's quite easy to find, really. It's operating through people call it the higher self. You operate through that one when you're unselfish. How do you know you're operating through the true heart? Well, your thoughts are always altruistic. They're always unselfish. They always want for the benefit of other people. That's when you're operating through the true heart, okay? So now, each of us is unique being. Each of us is a unique being. So we have special gifts, heavenly talents that we have. And our destiny is we have to find out what these talents are. We have to find out what they are. So, over a period of time you can find out, but it's best to find out earlier if you can, because then you can tune into it and make a plan, be more effective, So that's what these things like Qigong, yoga, meditation, all these spiritual techniques are to produce a revolution in yourself, turning away from the ego. This is the true revolution. This is the only revolution that's ever going to work, Turn away from the ego and tune in to the true self, the true heart, right? And then you'll realize what your gifts are, and your gifts you have to share with others as best you can. Share with others as best you can. Now, I feel my gift is, I've been training all my life. I know a lot about training. I know a lot how to lift my energy, how to feel better, how to access the true heart, how to access it, And I have spiritual understanding. That's what I have, So that's my gift, that's my gift. And this is what I'm sharing with you now. That's what I'm sharing with you. That's why I make these videos. So that's, you have your own unique gifts, Like there's some ladies I know, one or two ladies, they have like special gifts, not just the lady, but people. They have special gifts which are quite remarkable, And but they don't know how to utilize it. They don't know how to utilize the gift for the benefit of others. They can just claim, I've got this gift. But because they're under the spell of the ego, it's all for themselves, It's all for themselves. Another problem with the ego is that you're always self-concerned. You're self-concerned of yourself, and that makes you grieve. You grieve. You grieve. When you're concerned of others, then you don't grieve. You're happy. You try and. I follow the Taoist path. I follow the Taoist path, and the Tao. It's like you want everyone to be free. You want yourself to be free. In the same way, you want everyone else to be free. So you give them freedom. Everyone gives them freedom, That's the Taoist way. And then also when you give them freedom, you can see how people are very quickly, because they'll do something. You see, they'll do something and it'll betray them, their real nature, So, Taoism can be quite shifty, really. But look into Taoism, certainly, for yourself, because it saves you a hell of a lot of hassles. It will, yeah. Anyway, anyway, yeah, I would recommend, the only thing that ever worked for me was Qigong. I tried other stuff, but it didn't work. But Qigong easily brought me to this. Easily brought me, easily, quickly, so that's why I recommend it to you. There's many different forms of it. The form that I mentioned earlier, Yi Jin Jing, is not everyone's cup of tea, maybe, but there's many, many different forms, and some are a lot easier, and they're just as effective, So suit yourself, you see. You got a certain nature, certain thing. I can do it because I've got a certain discipline about myself, but other people might find it hard. So do the one that's easy for you, step by step. I've got ones I do like take time, but I've got also other ones that are short, you see. And then I got my Kung Fu, Kung Fu. In the morning I do Kung Fu. When I wake up, I do the water fast. I jump out, do my hard training, do my cardiovascular. And then in the afternoon, do Qigong, do something quieter, That's the way I handle it at the moment, So, there's a master he come from Shaolin, Master Yan Li. He's teaching, Shifu Yan Li is teaching in England, and he put some good videos out, But he says something amusing, which might amuse you. He says, I'm not a good fighter. I'm not a great fighter. That's why I have to train all the time. And this is exactly my case, I'm not a great fighter. That's why I have to train all the time. But he says, I didn't agree with this for a while. I thought you fight against these ideas, but suddenly the light switches on and you get it. He says you must do both cardiovascular and the quiescent type, two, yin and yang. You must do the two together. Don't neglect one. And I found this to be true, because if I just do Qigong, I become a little bit slow, a little bit sleepy, because it's quiescent. I become quiescent, and moving around becomes a little bit more difficult for me. However, when I jump around like a maniac, do my Kung Fu, it livens me up, So it's a balance of yin and yang. Okay. Thanks for putting up with me. Sawadee ka.